One thing that I was extremely impressed with this group, we host a big party for them in the fall, and I'm sure I'll talk about that later, but this group on their own account held their own art opening in the summer at a place called Caroline Collective. They called it the Escapist 2011 show or something like that, and so
I got a really good review. I mean, I was the star of the show as far as the press went. They really enjoyed my stuff.
They just took the ball and ran with it, and they got some press from it, and they had a very successful showing.
I'd never ever been reviewed by the paper or anything, so
I wasn't disturbed or mad, but I just was not happy because they booked it and got it going, and then I learned about it, but that was when we were in Ireland.
It was a really cool experience that somebody came in and thought enough about my work to write about it.
So we couldn't go.
It was a cool feeling.
A gallery owner where I was showing my paintings in Memphis, Tennessee, asked me to create a video for my paintings. I had this idea that I wanted to tell them, opening those canvases and painting. I put the video in YouTube, gotten so many phone calls and emails. I opened my soul. I told them, you just have to be free. You just paint and leave judgments behind. This video has been watched in over 103 countries around the world, from Zimbabwe to Norway to Brazil to Spain to New Zealand.
Lee Jeans sent out this call to artists for artists in Houston back in last year in March, during March Madness. I sent them my artwork. Contacted me right away, said that we want to work with you. So at first they wanted me to create a piece of artwork. They were going to use the image. So I suggested, why don't I create something larger that can be sent to y'all and we can showcase it somewhere. I ended up creating a really large painting. It's 6 feet by 4 feet. Right now it's hanging at Farrago Restaurant. Actually, we're having a phone conference later this afternoon to talk about, to hammer out, to kind of do a timeline of how everything is going to happen. So basically, that painting is going to be maybe more, famous than I am right now. So, which is good.
It was right next to the Staples Center. So very organized. Ryan did an incredible job again of planning out the space. So the space was all painted black. It's the largest booth we've ever had at an international fair before. Had all the artists' names in light.
See my name, in lights real big, yeah. And then it was just, I felt like a celebrity too while I was there. So
to me, Los Angeles Art Show was like it was like a homecoming queen.
We had incredible success. We had all the artists from 2011, and we also had some artists from 2010.
I took my very first baby steps when I was in Los Angeles.
We sold a lot of the artist work, but what was very exciting at the very end, there was a lady that was excited about a 90 by 50 canvas. Well, it was on wood, but painting of mine.
The whole time leading up to it, I couldn't believe that I was going.
And then she debated it. Then she called, and it wasn't gonna fit. I'm like, I'll make it fit. I'm thinking,
Coming back 20 years later with these paintings at the convention center was just a dream come true.
And Ryan decides not to pay to have the person go bring it because the lady lives down the street. And I'm like, okay, the only way I can understand that, because I live in Houston, it's like down the street from the Astrodome. You're like in a convention center.
Like, it's something that you hope that you do in your career as an artist, and I got to do it, I feel, pretty early.
So 90 by 50, it's huge. And the only way I could get it after we got out of the doors of the convention center is to carry it like this.
And seeing 40,000 people walking in there and stopping. I had this red and blue painting that just stopped people on their tracks.
So Ryan's in front of me, and I'm behind. I have my backpack, and I have this wood painting walking down the streets of LA. And we get to the place where she lives, which is a high-rise. So, it's like, you get there, and it's marble, glass, but, the concierge or whatever of the property, and I'm like banging through this lobby.
It was just wonderful to see their expression and to see their appreciation for the work.
But it worked, it was beautiful, so that was a great wrap up.
An opportunity that, the generosity of John and Ryan to bring us there was just amazing.
And so it was just incredible. You know, I got to meet some celebrities, you know, Dave Grohl, you know, from the Foo Fighters, who I'm a big fan of. So that was awesome.
Coming to a full circle.
The best thing that I can say about John is that not only do we love his art, but we love him.
Oh, sweet.
We love him because he is our friend, and we love Ryan because he is our friend too.
Knowing John and getting to know Ryan, and I love them for their generosity that they have for us artists.
And Ryan and John are part of our lives, and that's important to us.
Ryan has been the program.
Well, no, that's very...
I know I'm the face of a lot of the things we do. But the way it's put together, the organization of it.
It's the best part of my job is this program.
The way he took it from just this casual collection of artists getting together to have coffee to a jury.
But John always gives me a lot of he always gives me a lot of credit.
And these black tablecloths and these banquet chairs and the person's name in front of each chair, jury members. It's just elevated it so much.
But it's only created because of him.
Well, I have been drinking, so that means I'm going to at least talk 10 more minutes.
That's a
No,
lovely thing.
you know what? My name is Gary Wood, and I am the president of Outreach United, and I do have to say thank you, John and Ryan, for everything that you do and your generosity.
I'd like to give you a check.
The traditional art gallery unveiling, I'm sure you've been to several, or 100. There's normally not any music. There's normally 2 bottles of wine, and you're lucky to get a taste of something. And there's maybe like a cheese and fruit plate that they bought pre-made from Kroger, okay? And the gallery owner is sort of nowhere to be found, and if they are standing around, they're like talking to their best friend and not greeting people. You've been to our parties, okay?
Fabulous. It was so wonderful to see a true spirit of art, the love for the art, the people.
It was a really beautiful event. I don't know, there was probably at least 100 people there or so.
We take a different business model. We have fun music.
It was really a gala of joy and passion for art.
I shake every person that walks in the door's hand, no matter how hot it is outside or cold.
Man, what didn't I enjoy?
Delicious food, champagne. If it's a bigger party, we have a valet. You know, it makes a little bit of difference. You know,
People just admiring the work, purchasing the work, collecting the work. It was a great experience.
it enhances your whole experience.
I think the most exciting part of that evening was the inaugural year that we gave out the Ryan Award.
You know, to do the afternoon thing that was a little more casual and then come back and then get dressed up. And just to see, everyone that came, it was just, it was, you know, all nice and fancy. The food was really good. It was a lot of fun with the entertainment.
And it's created and named in honor of my wonderful and beautiful husband, Ryan Lindsay. Everything that Ryan does, there needs to be an award for somebody like Ryan in the world.
I don't know, just the ambiance and like just the excitement of like, okay, we did this, you know, and now we're here and let's celebrate and have a good time. So
I asked his parents, I'm like, do you know maybe somebody that can do a little write-up about Ryan so I can read that when I present the award? And I'm not thinking, oh yes, I'm hoping it's this Lucy Carr. You know, I'm not even saying that name, but I know that's a friend of theirs. And I'm like, do you know anybody that might want to say something about Ryan? They got her.
Honestly, we've never had somebody say that was a boring party. I mean, I don't.
Coffee was smoking hot, like McDonald's getting sued hot, staining my leg and it left a bruise, a scar.
And it was really nice for all of us at the end of the year to kind of show some new work that we've been working on. John and Ryan.
So I think a way that artists could leverage their time for this program is,
Zach, we've been friends for a long, long time.
as soon as they get in, immediately know what you're a part of.
Yeah, I really appreciate you letting me be part of the program.
So the fact that our paths crossed through this wonderful mentorship program gives me confirmation that we'll be friends forever
Yes, it's nothing like in the world to help an artist get going. That's the first thing they need to realize and know that time flies.
I really enjoyed it. It went by really quickly.
John, thank you so much for everything, for all your talks, for all your advice.
Raul, even your blog is named Work Harder, which I'm very familiar with that.
Don't put it off and don't think that you shouldn't be with us or you're wasting our time. We're doing this for you.
Unbelievably talented.
Mwah! I love you, John, and I love you, Ryan. You are the best thing ever happened to me.
Nubia, you are one of the most beautiful and inspiring people that I've ever met.
And then really is to become intense friends with people in your class.
I would like to also just congratulate John on continuing to have the passion that he puts behind this program.
Hit it, man. Get in there and get going and don't waste time and don't worry about making mistakes. Screw it all up and keep going. Once and Escapist.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this program, and it's ultimately a family long term, so thanks.
Keep working hard, achieve everything you want to do as far as an artist.
Oh. Is that S? Don't mess me up. Yep. Don't distract me.
It's just
Whatever I said.
incredible people, and I'm just so grateful to you, and
Escapist.
so grateful that you came into my life.
You thought you got it? I got it.
Escapist.